Good evening, and thank you so much for joining me again for this week's episode. We touched on such an important topic last week, stress. And so I wanted to build on that this week because that is such a big topic. And so I feel like we just scratched the surface last week. And I hope that you got something from last week's video. And if you didn't get a chance to watch it, go back and watch it. I know that you will glean something that's helpful for you if you are not already using those strategies. So this week, I want to call this episode Stress Less. And we're going to build on what we started to talk about last week because there is so much to talk about this topic. Like I mentioned last week, stress is a great contributor to heart disease in women in their middle age. Along with that, in fact, contributor to heart disease at any age and for women and men, but we tend to be in the highest categories. And then also we know and we are aware that no matter what disease your body struggles with, stress tends to exacerbate that. It can cause so many symptoms, musculoskeletal pain. I personally, if I allow stress to run rampant, get low back pain, skin eruptions. My mom used to get her face like half swollen when she was stressed out, and it took many tests before we figured out that that's what it was. Yeah, I see people with all kinds of different skin eruptions, ear ringing, dizziness. All chronic and stress can cause so many dysfunction and dis-ease in your body, and so that's why it's so important that we manage it. And in a time where the world around us is going crazy, even more so that we manage what goes on within us internally. And so building on last week, I was talking, to recap real quick, we talked about how when a situation, no matter a person, place, or being or situation is put before you, you have choices in that. One is stress comes from wanting anything to be different than it actually is. It arises from wanting to be over there, but you're here, or wanting that person to be different, but they are who they are, or wanting a situation to be different, but it is what it is. And so we have three choices in that time I mentioned. You either accept it, you make a decision to accept it and let it go, or you do take what action you can and let the outcome be what it is, and just be at peace that you've taken action, or you move away from it, whatever it is, whatever is causing you constant stress, constant discomfort, constant angst. Just one of those, taking one of those three actions. And so I want to build on that this week. And this week, first thing I want to talk about is another, I brought it up earlier. Stress is created by wanting things to be different than it is right now, wanting to be over there while you're here, or thinking about what happened back there when we're here. So realize and keep in mind that the past is a mental energy, the future is a mental energy, and the only thing we really have control over is right now. So try as much as possible, when you find that heart racing, your mind racing, try to bring to presence. And sometimes I have to write that out. What is it that is causing you discomfort, that is causing you stress, that is causing you angst? Is it something that already happened in the past? Is it something that you're worried about is going to happen in the future? And bring yourself back to now. So sometimes for me, I like deep breathing. I breathe, and that reminds me of the presence. Sometimes just putting your feet on the floor, planting your feet on the floor, and consciously feeling your feet on the floor will bring you back to the present moment. Or noticing something in your environment, trying to look at things in your environment and close your eyes and remember them. It brings you back to now. And then start emptying. Sometimes it's so much that you need to put it on paper. You may want to burn that paper later, but you need to bring yourself back to what's happening now, because truly that is all you have control over. The past is gone, it's just in here. The future we have no control over, so you have control over right now. Like, what can you control right now? And then take those, like I said, repeating what I said earlier, taking one of those three actions on it. Take action, accept, or reject, move away from. And so that's another thing. The other thing that causes us stress, and I know lots of you are thinking, Deidre, you're not talking about this. People, people. We always think it's about the people out there. The stress that's inside me was caused by this one or that one or this one. And I don't know. There's some of that that is true, but the older I grow and the more I deal with people, and in my line of work, I am encountering about 20 new faces per day and new personalities per day, and I realize that the stress doesn't come from people. It comes from my perception about people, or what I want from them. Right? One thing first, we like to be right. I myself too. I like to be right. And so, but I want you to think about it. Everybody walking around out there has an ego that's saying the same thing. I am right. I want to be right. Unless they are coming to you for advice, unless they're coming to you um, for your opinion on something or something that you have walked through already, allow them to be right. It's okay. Even in my line of work, I have to listen, and sometimes I know what's right because we're talking about science and physical, but allow them to be right. Your peace is more important than being right. And you have heard that already, but that is so true. So let it go. Allow others to be right. And sometimes they really are, and we can learn something from them. The second thing is wanting to, we feel like other people are talking about us, like other people are thinking about us, like other people are criticizing us, not giving us the thanks, the praise, whatever it is that we feel we've deserved based on some perceived actions that we've done, or we have really taken action, and we feel like they're not reciprocating in some form, and that causes us stress too. And I want to acknowledge that, but I want to tell you first, um, people aren't really thinking about you as much as you think they are. When you take action, when you give, when you lift someone else up, do it because it's the right thing to do. Do it because your heart wants to do it. And then you are not sitting around stressed out waiting for a response from them. If you are not in a position where you can do it, if you are not in a position where you have something to give, or you are leaving yourself out to give, don't do it. You are stressing your own self out, and then don't go ahead and blame that other person, right? People come to you with stuff, and when you're able, please do, because it causes stress to withhold from someone something you could have done. I tend to pray about things and wait for the Holy Spirit to give me a movement, whatever it is that it takes for you. Whatever your heart is telling you, do that, because it causes stress too when you go against what you want, what you know you should be doing. However, when you do it from your heart, and I think I'm repeating things that people already know, but sometimes we need to know how that contributes to the stress and the discomfort and the stress, the angst in your life. And I know I use that word a lot, but a lot of people are walking around with a lot of it out there, and it's causing a lot of disease. And so I want you to realize that people really aren't thinking about you as much as you do. So when you share with someone, when you give because it's the right thing to do. Give because it gives you joy, not because you're waiting for a response from them. The other thing that people causes you stress is sometimes you feel like you're not receiving back from others that which you have, that they're given, like they're criticizing you or they're talking about you, and maybe they are, and that's okay. Like I said, let it be about your heart. And then last thing, because I want to wrap this up in 10 minutes, that's my goal, and I'm trying to bring it down to 5 actually, but 10 this week. The next thing is anger. When somebody expresses anger towards you or talks about you in a mean way or talks to you in a mean way, that tends to cause stress too, because you hold on to it, right? I want you to realize that anger is always about pain. It's about suppressed pain in you or suppressed pain in the other person. So when that happens, if you have the ability, and it's in your, that person is in your personal space, maybe stop and ask them what really is hurting them that day, and somehow maybe just speaking to you about it will help them. And if you can't, just say a prayer for them, or just wish them well if you're not a praying person. Just send good vibes their way, because anger is hurt on the outside. And so realize that for yourself and realize that for others. And so as you move through the week this week, I ask that you give grace to the people around you, that you stress less, and that you have a wonderful and blessed week. In the comments, please put one word in there about what you do to control your stress. Share with others. Something you do will help others. And also, I ask you to continue to like my videos, continue to comment, share, and follow me, because I got more good things coming on for you. And so I want to bring this week's products real quick. Eye cream. That's what I'm going to talk about this week. I am fortunate enough to, I'm sure that some of this has to do with genes, to not have a lot of wrinkles for my age. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with genes, but I mentioned before, and I'll tell you again, I really do take good care of my skin. In my 20s, I was a Mary Kay consultant. I learned a lot about skincare then, and I was motivated to do that because I struggled very bad with very bad acne through my teen years and early 20s. And so I still continue those practices to this day. So eye cream this week. Here's what I use. Pardon. I've been using this for the last couple of years. Rock eye cream. They're very, very affordable. And so I put this on every morning devotedly. Night eye cream. Many years ago, a 90-plus-year-old woman shared with me that her eye cream at night was Vaseline. And so I use Vaseline at night for my eye cream prior to sleep, and I use Rock in the morning. Sometimes I have other brands, but for right now and for the past several years, it's been this one. And then, like I told you, that lady shared with me, a 90-something with great skin, that she used Vaseline at night. And so that's what I use. And if that helps you, do it. And if it helps you, share it. All right. Bye-bye. Have a great week.